my prayer right now, I do. I love the game, money. I love this shit. I love hustling. I love spending money. I love making money. I love tricking money at throwing it at people, paying people. I like supporting people on different platforms. I always hit the max button, whatever you can contribute. Let me send them 500. Let me spend them 500 wherever it is that I go. I love this shit. And you know what my prayer is right now? I'm gonna talk about whatever you want to talk about, Malik. And you too. I love you too, bitch. Shout out to Malik. I love you too. You my hoe. You my whole hoe. Hoe and a half. I love you, nigga. And you ain't never going nowhere. You always gonna be my hoe. Shout out to Malik. You always gonna be my hoe, nigga. You ain't never gonna leave. You my hoe forever. You can't even be with nobody else. And we in a toxic relationship right now. I slap you, you tell me you gonna go and leave me, and then you come on right back. Come on home, bitch. Come home. You my hoe, nigga. You a hoe. You mines. What that mouth do, nigga? Get your punk ass in the house, nigga. It's Friday. No, you know what my prayer is? I'm sorry, Malik. I'm sorry. You know how in a toxic relationship, how the abusive man apologized right after he slapped the shit out of her? That's me right now. I apologize. I apologize. Um, it's Friday. You don't know what's gonna happen. He blushing. He don't even feel like I love him unless I slap him. Um, what was I saying? My prayer. My, my prayer right now, and I'm being absolutely honest. All right. And we're gonna be able to talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. So I'm gonna let y'all. I got a couple things I want to talk about, and then there's some stuff that I'm gonna let y'all suggest to me. Obviously, we're gonna talk about the Israel thing and all of that stuff and everything, right? My prayer right now is that I do not become a supervillain. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna explain it. I'm gonna explain it to y'all. My prayer is that I don't become a supervillain because I love this life, because I love life so much, because I'm willing to live on the edge so much, because I want to be in the thick of things, and I feel like being in the thick of things, being in the mix, living the life, actually being a reflection of what you advocate for and how you live, so that you can give the best content ever. It's a edge. You know what I'm saying? It's an edge that you have to do it. I believe that the best. All right, let me bring it back. I believe that the best at whatever they do. If you are an entertainer, if you are a rock star, if you are a rapper, if you are a content creator, if you're a basketball player, if you are a developer, if you are a CEO, you have to really immerse yourself in it. And that's the part of the game that you can't teach. You can teach strategy. You could teach, okay, this is how you get rich. You could teach this. But the greatest people at whatever their respective profession, field, businesses, they live it. The greatest cops, the best detectives are the ones that have bad relationships because they never home and they live sleep. If you've ever watched the movie Heat, go watch the movie Heat with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. And both of them were the greatest at what they did. I didn't like the ending of the movie. I felt like they could have did a better ending. But both of them are the greatest at what they did because the only thing that they cared about and the thing that was the top priority was whatever it is that they did from a professional perspective. And so Al Pacino's relationships, all of them fall apart. His marriages fall apart. And it wasn't that he wasn't a good person. It was that he had to be in the same mindset as the killers that he was chasing and the serial killers and the things that he's seen. And that's the thing that he lived off of. He had to keep an edge about him. It was the same thing about Robert De Niro. And where all of his homeboys was having problems and they was doing this and that, Robert De Niro didn't even have no fucking furniture in his lakefront, oceanfront home. You know what I'm saying? The greatest rock stars from back in the 70s and the 80s, they had furniture all everywhere. They slept with all of the women, they did all of the drugs, and then it was reflected in their music. And when people often at times sobered up, Lil Wayne, right? Lil Wayne was the best Lil Wayne when Lil Wayne had an edge on him. We listen to the Carter 6 now and it's like, man, what is this piece of shit? The best albums a lot of times, the Thug Motivation 101s, the Outkast Southern Playalistic Cadillac Funky Music, the TLCs, the No Waterfalls, right? When we talk about some of our most iconics, the Whitney Houston, the Michael Jacksons, the Bad Album, the Thrillers, the all of the greatest albums of all time, these people was fucking going through it. Michael Jackson was going through a whole transition from the Jackson 5 to his body probably was changing. He was becoming a rock star. He didn't know how to handle that shit. The Eminems, the Marshall Mathers LPs, right? The all of these greatest albums, Dr. Dre ain't got no fucking edge no more. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Amy Winehouse, Kurt Cobain from Nirvana, when he ended up killing himself. It's unfortunate that he killed himself, but look at what he produced. Timeless. Nevermind was one of the In Utero, all of those songs, those albums was one of the Nas, Illmatic, Twister's Adrenaline Rush. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Rick Ross, right? I still listen to the old fucking Ross, the Push It to the Limit, like all of that stuff. When you think about the actors and everything like that, Leonardo DiCaprio, when he was in Basketball Diaries, and some of these actors and stuff, these people be fucking going through it. Like they be living it. They be in character. They can't get out of character. And so I've always believed, the best musicians are the ones that's in the club, right? The best content creators are the ones that's really living in the streets. You can't, as much as we live stream and stuff, we spend half of our time in the streets. Well, I know I do. I got to speak for myself. Half of my time out here traveling, going from city to city, state to state, country to country, in the streets, in the places, in the homeless encampments, visiting places that you've never been before, in the trenches, seeing what the people are, touching them, kicking it with them, talking to people every single day, in the casinos, in the clubs, in all of these places. And the reason that is because I'm truly immersed in the conversations that we talk about on a daily basis. You can't just sit in your living room for the rest of your life unless you're a developer. Developers, the ones that are the greatest, they live it. You don't have to say, hey, get your skill set up. They do it because they want to see what the next thing is. They're trying to create the next whatever that makes them great. It's the person that stays late, burning the midnight oil. It's the person that works on his business. And that's why, it's so difficult for a lot of people to maintain relationships. It's not that they're not great at what they do, or it's not that they're bad at being in a relationship. Is that the priority is always the thing that makes them great. It's why career women have such a hard time getting in a relationship, because they're expecting men to navigate around them and adjust to them, when in reality, they thinking just like a man. They thinking like a person that is productive. Now, there's nothing wrong with that woman being productive, but what I'm telling you is that men have always understood that the relationship could possibly suffer with you chasing it. That was the whole concept behind having a woman that's that's a stay-at-home wife and stuff, is because how can you raise a family if she going for her shit, you going for your shit, and the kids is being raised by somebody, and little Timmy is gay and Sarah want to be a man, and you have no clue because the daycare put their values into your kids. The latchkey put their values into your kids. A lot of us, when we were growing up, it ain't just people that got resources. A lot of us, when we were growing up, a lot of people were latchkey kids. Mama was working late because she wasn't even, daddy wasn't nowhere to be found. She had the child out of wedlock. She decided that she wanted to get her life together at some point. And so something had to sacrifice. Usually it was the kids. The kids had to stay late, or they was raised by grandmama. Some of us was raised by the streets because there was nobody to tell you that you had to stay home or you had to go out. You couldn't go outside, or you couldn't sneak this girl in and stuff like that. And so, when I see the residual effects of what's happening today, it's largely based off of the lifestyle choices. And that's kind of what feeds into the conversation that we was having last night on After Hours. And that, the things that you say, the Bible says it. The children are the ones that suffer from the decisions of their parents. So if she decide that she want to be with this guy, she want to sleep with this guy, she want to have a child by this guy, right? That's going to alter everything in history. It's going to alter her entire lineage. You know why? Because the kids are the ones that's going to pay the price for the fact that that man ain't there, or she chose the wrong dude to have children with. Maybe she is a good person and she want to get herself together, but guess what? Her getting herself together ain't gonna necessarily make that kid better, because now she got to spend more time going to school, working, mama, all of this stuff. And everybody else, the streets gonna raise her kids, the latchkey gonna raise her kids, these hoes is gonna raise her kids. Why? Because this nigga don't know no better. He got to be in the streets. He out here doing what he got to do. He feeding himself. He raising himself. He love mama, but his daddy is everything that's around him. He loved mama, but his daddy is everything around him. That's why we had stay-at-home wives, because we didn't want the streets to raise our children. And it doesn't discriminate. It's on the highest level and it's on the lowest level. It's on the highest with the socioeconomic status, and it's on the lowest with the socioeconomic status. And you can see it reflected in the children. You can see, usually parents, ask your parents, or if you got siblings and you have more than two siblings, look at how all y'all did. Often at times, the parent will say, I did a better job with the youngest than I did with the oldest, because the oldest is when they was going through some shit. They had to figure it out. Parents will tell you, listen, the first kid in the line of 4, 5, 6 kids, 3 kids is the experimental kid. That motherfucker he might have some issues. He might even go to jail. The youngest kid is probably gonna be the one that is the most baby coddled, because they overcorrecting for what it is that they experience with the oldest kid. The middle kid is probably gonna be the most stable, because they're gonna have the most balance. The youngest is gonna be the coddled. The oldest is gonna be the asshole. He gonna be the one that he got the scars. He got the scars on it. He fell off the bike. Had to figure it out. The middle, it's gonna be a little bit of a balance. Am I off or am I off? And it's because of the life decisions that we make. So right now I'm in a space in my life where my life decisions are tumultuous, because my daughter is about to be a senior. Phenomenal. I've largely made a huge sacrifice in my life to make sure that I backloaded. I backloaded my life. I made the sacrifice. That's when you stay down for 10 years. You don't be out here. You stay home. You make sure that your daughter is taken care of. You building up your legacy. You're building up your resources. You're getting a lot of money, but you're reinvesting it back so it can compound. And now everything is exploding. Your visibility is exploding. Your pockets is over bulging, and you don't know what to do with all of the money that you're making. So you just start buying shit. You get 11 cars and all of that stuff. You got properties everywhere. You can go anywhere you want to go. Everything was backloaded. Most people, 90, 95, 96% of people in the population, they front load their life. They have all of their fun in college. They, slut it out and all of that. And then they got to pay for that shit on the back end. I backloaded my life. And so I had to stay. I didn't, stay, make sure that my daughter was good, all of that stuff. And now my prayer changes. Your purpose is revealed to you as you continue to evolve in life. My prayer changed, right? Now my prayers are, and that's why I say, man, somebody asked me, Anton, how do you stay focused? I stay prayed up. I got to try to maintain a relationship with God so that he can keep me grounded and rooted and surround me with the right people. Surround me with the people. So now my prayer changed. I prayed this morning when I woke up. I said, Lord, bless me not to become a supervillain. I'm being honest to God. I can't be nothing than authentic. And I'm gonna get to the show. I said, Lord, bless me not to be a supervillain. Some people say, well, what is a supervillain? A supervillain is a person that can't tell the difference because a supervillain believes that they're right. What makes Marvel, come on, y'all, let me kick it with y'all for a minute. This is my opportunity to do a solo, and that's why I take this opportunity on the Millionaire Morning Show to do it. It's the only time I got to kick it with y'all. What made Marvel so awesome is that we were conflicted who were the good guys and the bad guys, even though they presented to us that the good guys were the Avengers. But some of us was a little bit deeper, and now that we really understand the game and we understand how it is and we comparing it to life, we not sure if Thanos was the bad guy. I think that Thanos was the good guy, right? Because Thanos had to make a hard decision that other people were unwilling to make in order to save the world, and he illustrated that when he took him back to his own planet, right? And so a supervillain is not a person that believes that they're wrong. They believe that they're right, but they can't tell the difference between right and wrong, and that's why you have to have that guide. The word, the Bible itself, the word is my guide. The word is my guide, right? I have to stay consecrated in the word because the lines are starting to blur. And this is my honest to God. I can't tell the difference sometimes between good and bad because you start to learn too much. And the more that you know, the more that you see, the more that you realize that things aren't what they presented themselves to be. And so I need to immerse myself more. But am I going too deep? Because now I'm starting to, the lines are starting to blur between what's good and what's bad. You see what I'm saying? You get so deep into whatever it is that you're doing or whatever your lifestyle that you live in that you can't tell the difference anymore. You don't know. You can't stop, you know? Bless me not to become a supervillain. Bless me not to have to determine the difference between right and wrong. Just give me what it is that I need to do. Just show me the way and give me what it is that I need to do. The perfect example, the perfect description of it, and then we can get started with the show. The perfect example and the perfect description of it is when you don't have anything holding you back and there are no limits. And this is why we pray for character. Character keeps you in the places that talent takes you. What decision will you make? Nothing can stop you. Nobody is telling you no. Everybody loves you. Everybody adores you. And you can have almost anything at the drop of a hat. You can make any decision at the drop of a hat. It's easy to get built when you're in prison all day. When you don't have nothing to do and the only thing you can do is work out, it's easy to get built. You're being forced to do whatever it is that you need to do. When you have an overabundance of indulgence at your disposal, will you remain disciplined? You see what I'm saying? It's a metaphor. And you can deep dive into this all day. It could be a really deep conversation, but I'm just telling you. So my prayer is bless me not to become a supervillain, but if I need to become a supervillain, bless me to be a great supervillain. Bless me to be the best supervillain ever. So it's hard. It's hard.